White Sox team can have a really decent season in a really bad division. That's what you guys have to remember. It's a really bad division.
It is.
That's
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
You have your scab-eating OC holding you back, calling two of the same screenplays in a row during one game, and having you throw two passes, which I was corrected by, one pass in the fourth quarter of a game you were the best player in. Fight me!
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. Bullshit.
a good organization would do. But this is the Bears, not a good organization. So they're going to keep Ryan Poles.
Why?
We just feel our disappointment. That's all.
Yeah, nothing
It's the
wrong
only
with
difference
that.
between the Bears and the Bears.
Yeah, we do it. We do it when it's still warm outside.
Right, yeah.
We can get out like October, beginning November. Still like 50, 60 degrees. Nowadays, it's still like 70 degrees.
And that way, during the winter, we're still so angry that everything's warm. And welcome to Combs and Fitz Windy City Sports Talk. It's your boy Brandon Combs, along with my guy. He is Mr. Ryan Day Fitz. What's going on, Fitzy? How we doing?
What is wrong with you?
What?
Stop it. I can't grow facial hair. You're a child.
We'll leave
What? You've lost your damn mind.
I may have lost my mind.
I've lost my mind. But we have a playoff team.
We do have a playoff team in Chicago.
We have a playoff team.
We have a playoff team in Chicago for the first time in Combs and Fitz Windy City Sports Talk history.
We
We
have
are on the air while Chicago has a playoff team. It's the first time since we came on the air in 2022.
I can't believe it. I mean,
Yeah.
all the way back to the White Sox, pretty much, for a major male sport. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And I saw a meme the other day. People were like laughing at and saying, "Oh, get out of here!" But I mean, realistically, it's actually true. The Cubs are the city's only hope at winning a championship this season.
I learned long ago to ram it just right. You can ram it all day and ram it all night.
Unfortunately, the Rams aren't in this city. So,
No, they are not, and playing better football than the Bears. But let's not talk about Bears right away.
they're playing better football than the Bears.
88 wins, getting over the 83 game hump, which a lot of teams you can get around like 75 to 83 wins. You can get there. You know, you play for a couple players, you get a couple players in the draft, or you get them through your farm system. But to get over 83 wins, I think is a big thing for this organization. They're going to win 90. I don't see that not happening, which is a big deal in baseball, man. That's not easy to do.
Well, they had 88 wins going into this series against Cincinnati after they clinched, and well, it's Sunday, 3 games into this series, and we're still sitting at 88. So let's pause just a little bit. But the Cubs are I've talked about this at length. I've talked about it on a couple of the other platforms that I'm on. I look at this Cubs team and for as bad as they've been since the All-Star break, you look at their record, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. They're better. They're 2 games behind the Phillies. They're 4 games behind 6 games behind the Brewers. Like, and you're like, man, this team they have not been playing good ball, this and that. But I mean, they've been about par with the league. Even the Brewers have taken a step back. Remember Mizorowski when he first came up, and everybody, he was like minus 700 to win Rookie of the Year. Now all of a sudden it's Cade Horton that's minus 300 to win Rookie of the Year. You know, when you throw 103 miles an hour, but you can't find the strike zone, Rick Vaughn,
It's a problem.
It's a problem. So
also watch the Charlie Sheen documentary on Netflix if you haven't. It's pretty interesting.
I think the Cubs are live in these playoffs. I think that they, again, if they win, if you told me they get swept in a wild card round, not shocked. If you told me that they make it to the World Series, not shocked. If you tell me that they make it to the NLCS, not shocked.
I'd be shocked if they make the World Series.
I'm going to enjoy these playoffs probably more than I was able to enjoy 2016. And I told you this the other day when we were talking on the phone. It's because I have no expectations for this team. Like, I don't. And it's just going to be fun to watch. All right, if they get swept out of the playoffs, cool. Turn my focus to football and hockey, right? I'll still watch the MLB playoffs and the World Series, but I turn my attention to the other team. I don't expect this team to go to the World Series. I don't expect this team to win the World Series. But
I think Jed would deserve them not to make it, but who knows? Who knows, right? I thought their offense would end up a little better than this, but other than that, they're exactly where I thought they would be. I had them at 90 wins, winning the division, but I did not think Milwaukee was going to do that. I think the difference between Milwaukee and the Cubs is one ace, pretty much. Milwaukee's has a few more runs, but I don't really get into that. I mean, Peralta?
Yeah, but he can be had. The Cubs have beaten him twice this year.
Yeah, he can be. He can be, but he's a true ace.
Yeah, but there's no in baseball now. Do you think an ace matters in baseball now?
Anything can happen in the playoffs. I think pitching matters more in baseball now than at any time in our life.
No, I completely agree with. I don't think that it does, as far as when you're going into a series, right? Like a 5-7 game series, because you're only getting 4 or 5 innings out of your starters nowadays anyway. You know what I mean? So if you can stay close against an ace, say you got Shota or anybody in the Cubs rotation versus Peralta in game 1, if you're only down 1 or 2 runs heading into the 5th inning, you feel good about that because now you can get to the bullpen.
I just think that starters are more ready. I think they can line up their starter now. I don't think he's going to go 5 innings, but it just depends. I mean, the Cubs are a patient team. They do see a lot of pitches. That's how Jed Hoyer sets them up.
Line up the starter, but you're also going to be sitting for
is that 2016 team, but pretty patient. We'll see
what that bye week does to teams that have been really good all season, right? Because how many times have we gone into these baseball playoffs since they started this new format where the best team gets a bye, or the best 2 teams get a bye, whatever it is, and then they come out and they're just flat because they've had a week off. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just think that these baseball playoffs they're wide open. I don't think that there's anything
they're terribly set up too. I think the 3-game series is terrible. I think they're terribly marketed. You know, you got games at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday. Like, this isn't 1964. Like, what are you doing? There's so many things to where it's somewhat against a team that in the regular season won more games, which I think the playoffs should be geared towards those teams, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. I mean, I think Doubting Thomas is partially right that anything could happen in the playoffs, especially with a round ball, round bat. But I wouldn't say it's equal to like something like hockey, where hockey really almost anything can happen in those playoffs. I just think you get more predictability with starting pitching and get a good bullpen. But we'll see.
Give me your 2 teams then that are going to the World Series.
What?
Give me your 2 teams that you are for sure going to the World Series. Since you don't think this is as open as hockey.
I want to say Milwaukee, just to piss you off, but I can't. I'm really high on the Phillies right now. I don't care about the injuries. I still think they got better pitching than a lot of other teams, and that lineup really good.
Yeah.
And then on I think the American League is even more wide open. Look at Detroit is almost losing their 15-game lead. It'd be the biggest game lead in that short window of time ever.
They play a series against Cleveland coming up. That's huge this week.
Yeah, 69 Cubs. We should just bring them up. I mean, that's what they remind me of. Yeah, and Cleveland just is great pitching team. I mean, the Sox ran into that buzzsaw. I mean, the Sox lost 3 games in that 10-game winning streak that Cleveland has. So it's interesting. It's definitely. I mean, Cleveland looks like the best pitching team going into the playoffs. But I'm gonna stay. I just think. I really think the Boston Red Sox have a good chance to win this thing.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like I asked you to pick your 2 teams, and you're like, like Philly, and then you went through like 4 teams in the American League.
Well, I think the American team is wide open. I'm going Boston.
But if I told you that it ended up being Toronto, which is a team that you didn't mention, even though they have the best record in baseball right now.
Yeah, they have not been playing good ball for quite a while now. But go on.
They have the best record in baseball. They've overtaken the best record in baseball. What do you? I mean, I'm sorry. I think they're a game behind they're 2 games behind the Brewers. My bad.
Yeah.
So, but still, they've taken over the best record in the American League, which was Detroit by a mile for a long time, and Detroit hasn't been playing good ball either.
No.
That's what I'm saying. If I told you it was Toronto versus Milwaukee in the World Series, would you be shocked?
No, I don't think I would be shocked.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. If I told you it was Detroit versus New York, would you be shocked?
Yeah, I would be. You mean the Mets?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd be shocked. I don't even think that Mets is a playoff team. They better watch out for Cincinnati too.
That Mets lineup is every bit as potent as the Phillies lineup is.
Yeah, they're 1 game ahead of your Cincinnati Reds. Right now, they're 1 game ahead.
I did pick the Phillies before the season to win the World Series.
Are 6 games better than the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah,
6 games.
Okay,
so,
6 games better.
I mean, I'd be surprised that if the Mets are there. I would be.
Okay.
But yeah, and Cincinnati Reds are kind of playing out a little bit the way we thought they would. Playing some decent ball for them at this point, and could nab that last spot. New York might not
taking 3 out of 4 from the Cubs. I wouldn't be shocked if they finish off the 4-game sweep, which would be the Cubs' longest losing streak of the season if they lose this game today. And so it's just one of those where you're like, you look at this team and this National League again, wide open.
I will give you this. It's the most wide open Major League Baseball I've seen in quite some time, since before COVID, for sure. I'd have to really go back in the memory banks to see when Major League Baseball was this wide open. Maybe 2006 when the Cardinals won with 83 victories. That was a pretty wide open Major League Baseball that year. So I mean, it's been a while. I mean, and this is a time where, yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if the Cubs won just because of their starting pitching. Yeah. And I'm still not for sure on their bullpen. But
yeah, it's been quite a while since we've seen Major League Baseball this wide open. But let's get to the stuff that really matters. Are you ready to give everybody what they came here for?
You say that sarcastically, but I'll take it. Yes! It's Fitz gibberish. It's a diatribe. It's a conspiracy theory. And yes, it's an island in the middle of unapologetic and sometimes inaccurate sports talk. I'm sure I was pretty inaccurate. I mean, whatever I said about Major League Baseball, I kind of forgot already. Combs a little bit inaccurate on the Blue Jays record, but not far off. I'll give it to you, buddy. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I used to have 10 to 15-minute Fitz gibberishes.
You were really inaccurate last week in your picks.
Shut up, you communist. And surely they felt like 10 years to Combs. That's the Fitz gibberishes, not my picks, but probably those two. He sure looks like he's aged that much. No.
Okay, Willy.
One of my first Fitz gibberish was titled "How Mr. Itachi Taught Me to Love Sports Enough to Break My Heart." I told of the game that reeled me into sports. A Bears-Jets game in 1991 that I watched on an old Hitachi TV in my parents' living room. That started my slow, rage-filled climb to certain death by massive coronary one day, or turning into Ryan Day. Maybe today. Maybe I may. Anyway.
Okay, yeah. Dr. Seuss.
Yes. Yes. It was a Bears versus Jets game in 1991 that did it. And now, all these years later, I feel like an old cowboy who has been put out to pasture. Even though I have no ability to ride horses and zero outdoor skills. That's right. I feel like a postmenopausal Karen who bitches about her hot flashes while she washes down 2 bottles of red wine with a highball. Yes. And I haven't even had a drink in over a year. And I'm sometimes not even a woman, even though, ladies, it would probably be an improvement.
Holy hell.
Yes. I said it, Combs. I'd make a delicious lesbian. Anyway. Are we still on Twitter? Now, if you're still listening, you might be asking yourself, why so melodramatic, Mr. Fitzgibbons? You might be asking yourself a lot of questions, actually. Well, the Bears did announce that they are moving to Arlington Heights, Illinois. A couple weeks ago, we missed it. It was announced right before kickoff of the now catastrophe that was the Monday night game. In a letter by Kevin Warren, Bears president and CEO. The letter ends, for more than 50 years, Soldier Field has been our home. But so too were Wrigley Field, Memorial Stadium for like 2 seasons, and Staley Field. We hope Arlington Heights will soon join that list. Not because of its steel, brick, or glass, but because it will house what is irreplaceable to this franchise. You, our fans, our family. This would all be great news. I'm sure the Yankees, Dodgers, Patriots, 49ers, etc., can all move there, and their fans would join them graciously. Not so sure about this organization. The Bears have had 4 winning seasons. Yes, 4. And 3 playoff appearances since their Super Bowl in 2006. They have not won 1 playoff game since then. Not 1. It's been so damn long that the rookie hero of the 2006 Super Bowl, Devin Hester, looks more like Aretha Franklin than his former self.
My God.
Yes, I said it. They have not won a road playoff game, Combs, in 30 years. Kevin Warren, if this is the way you treat family, I'm calling the Department of Child and Human Services, or whatever the hell they call it. If you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere, Bears fans. And that Fitz gibberish from long ago, or 2 years, my argument was that when I was young, we all huddled around one screen. That's not how it is anymore. And in the battle for attention spans, no one is going to watch this Bears team. I have one Facebook friend. I have more than one Facebook friend. I have one Facebook friend, though, that already has quit on the Bears. Chris Ryan, who had a lengthy post about how he's done with the Bears and probably the NFL. There's a lot more where that came from. Brandon Combs Jr. was 3 the last time the Bears won a damn playoff game. And which team is he a fan of, Combs? The Patriots. Right. So you build your little stadium, Bears, and we'll see who shows up. Because this lesbian is not impressed. And that's Fitz gibberish. You okay? You taking a nappy?
Did you like did you write this with gibberish going, you know what? Starting to see that that my podcast partner's having a little bit of success. If we could just bring this all crashing down. Let's see if we can just let's post some stuff that is just going to just
I told you years ago we should have a disclaimer on the Fitz gibberish. No matter what you did to yourself, Rye, I would still be prettier. I don't know.
She's correct.
We'll see.
No, she's correct.
Thoughts, Combs? Thoughts? Reactions?
I mean, look, this stadium thing with the Bears has been going on for way too long with Warren. Like, I mean, you were brought here 3 years ago to
basically build a stadium.
And we're just now you've announced it, but we still haven't broken ground. We still don't have a date. We still don't know what the stadium is going to look like. We don't have anything at our disposal. Like, what is going on? So that's one thing. This franchise, look, this Bears franchise has been abysmal at best, right? Like, it's been really hard to watch. Now, sure, they've had some okay seasons. The 12-4 season in 2018 before the double doink happens against the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs. And they might go to the Super Bowl if they win that game. A lot of people think they beat the Rams the next week. So who knows what happens there, blah, blah, blah. But you didn't win that game. And then the debacle with, having Matt Eberflus come in. He can't get it done with Justin Fields. He's clearly not a good coach. And then we're going to extend it for one more year and allow him to
malpractice
Williams and do and this is something that the Bears have done throughout their history. Since 1994, the Bears have had 27 quarterbacks. Since 1994, the Green Bay Packers are on their third. And 2 of them are going to the Hall of Fame.
Jesus Christ.
It's gross. It's negligent. And this is what we have as Bears fans. This is what we've been resigned to. Now, we've been sold a bill of goods that this is going to turn around. I still believe that this is a franchise that can turn it around. I don't necessarily believe Ryan Poles is the guy that's going to turn it around. When you look at his track record, you look at 36 draft picks, you look at 0 Pro Bowlers in those 37 or 36 draft picks. You look at in the 4th round drafting a punter and being the smartest man in the world and leaving running backs on the board that are tearing it up now in Tampa Bay. You've made some decisions that are a little less than desirable. Now, there have been some good with that too, though. There has been some good with it. The Montez Sweat deal at the time, we loved the deal. We know when he first extended DJ Moore, loved the deal, loved going after it. Doesn't look so good now. It looks like DJ Moore won't be on this team by the end of the trade deadline. But you like some of the things that he's done along the way, and his draft picks have been.
How many draft picks?
I mean, pretty bad. 36.
How many Pro Bowlers?
0. And you got a left tackle who you are an offensive lineman by trade. You've got a left tackle who can't block anybody without being laid out flat on his back. You've got a right tackle who can't block anybody without holding or chop blocking or doing any of these other things that you're not supposed to do. And you've got a quarterback that has shell shock syndrome. Say that 3 times fast. You you can't keep going the way that you're going. Now, I do believe they have the right coach. Still remains to be seen. I know I hear a lot of people are already out on him. I don't get it.
Oh,
We're
God,
2
no.
weeks into the season. I hear a lot of people out on Caleb Williams. I don't get it. We're 2 weeks into the season. Caleb Williams did not give up 52 points to the Detroit Lions.
Nope.
Caleb Williams, the Bears have scored 5 touchdowns this season in 2 games. Caleb Williams has accounted for all 5 of them. 3 with his arm, 2 with his legs. The Bears can't run the ball because they don't have a running back, because they don't have a left tackle, because they don't have a right tackle. And the guys that they brought in the middle of the line, the veterans that they've brought in, can't open up a gap. So I don't know where this changes. I don't know how it changes. You got a porous defense today in the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see how that goes. I expect this one if you're going to bet this game, you got to bet the over.
I agree.
I think that this franchise is on its way to turning it around. To be honest with you, man, and I know they just extended them, but if this team is only a 6 or 7 win team again, and you're the owner of the Bears, and you really actually care about this franchise, which I don't think that the McCaskies do, you've got to move on from them. And I don't think they will. And I think you're going to be resigned to hoping and praying that Ben Johnson gets more of a say in these draft picks, and that Ben Johnson and everybody else takes these picks away from him, and he's not the guy that is allowed to pick them anymore because it has not been good. His track record is not good. And since he said he's going to take the North, they haven't won more than 7 games in a season. They've won 5 or less 3 times.
Wow.
It's bad. So I don't know where the end is. All I can hope and pray is that they've got the right guy leading this football team, and that's Ben Johnson, and that's where it's got to start.
I agree. The only caveats I would make is, Caleb Williams, I think could have been a little bit better. He did miss some throws pretty obviously, but we put out some shorts where people were pretty angry at me because of the crazy panic that I had last week, which was actually right to have with the result of the subsequent game. But
you're still having that crazy panic.
Anyway, yes, yeah. I mean, I don't see this team. The problems that you just addressed do not get addressed during the season. They don't even get addressed in one off season, and they didn't address them in this off season. They just did it. And you had 2 guys, 2 pass catchers in Luther Burden and Colson Loveland who did not, or one pass for. 12 yards did you say? And then you had 2 guys that didn't even dress who were in the second round. You had 2 second-round picks, and they're not even playing. You cannot do that in the NFL. You have one of the highest paid offensive lines that had 6 penalties last week and 4 sacks. And I looked at all those 4 sacks. I don't put one of those on Caleb Williams. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. And there could have been a couple of more sacks. Like against the Detroit defense, that's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. They got a good front 4.
And he had some confidence coming out of that Minnesota game, right? Because in that Minnesota game against a really good defense, they only sacked him 1 time.
Yeah.
You felt good. And then Detroit comes into town and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. And all the penalties, too, just started happening, the pre-snap penalties. Maybe some of those are on Caleb, but I don't think so. I mean, you can't – you have a veteran offensive line. Like, what is happening? And, I mean, Jonah Jackson doesn't look like the answer at right guard, which is scary. And you're right, Darnell Wright, a guy who was taken pretty much over, and you did trade with the Eagles and get another draft pick for him, but he was taken over Jalen Carter, who's one of the best defensive tackles in the league, and you need a defensive tackle. Oh yeah, your defensive tackle that you drafted hasn't even played yet. I guess he's going to play today. Is it Shamar Williams?
Shamar Williams, yeah. Or Shamar. Is it Shamar? It's Shamar Stewart, ain't it? I
It's
can't remember his name.
yeah, you can't.
It doesn't really matter at this point.
He's not very memorable, and you can't have drafts like this because then you have no one in the back. When somebody gets hurt, you have no one in the back taking over for them. I'm looking at Jalen Johnson. I'm looking at Kyler Gordon. I'm looking at Turner. Thank you,
Turner.
Yeah. Shamar Turner. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, inaccurate sports talk. So there you go. I don't think this broadcast thing is going to work out. I said it. It's that time of the show. But anyway, it's just one thing after the other, and then you don't have people filling those gaps. The same thing happened with the other Ryan GM, Ryan Pace, where you didn't have people filling those gaps, those behind gaps. That's what happened to Jerry Angelo, which is probably post 85 Bears, the best GM the Bears have ever had, which is kind of weird to say. But probably the most successful GM they had is Jerry Angelo, and he didn't have people fill in the gaps when people got hurt. When a guy like Mike Brown got hurt, Danielle Manning comes in, who's basically a glorified kick returner, and he gives up a touchdown to the Colts in the 2006 Super Bowl. I know that's some history, but that's how these Bear GMs have worked. It's like a tradition here. And you're right. When they're bad, sometimes they stick around for a while. Yeah. And you're sticking around. There's Ryan Poles is here, and I don't know how you fix this. I don't know how you fix a defensive line. What is happening with Montez Sweat? You got to win a little bit, big boy. What is going on?
Yeah, they're not winning any of the battles. Part of me, you look at some of these players who are big, like DJ Moore is the same way, right? Like DJ Moore and Montez Sweat, you look at two guys who are real competitors, who are really good football players, but they're playing in a franchise, man, that just doesn't win. And you wonder if part of that is like, why am I going to go out there and do all of these things? And I hope that that's not it. DJ Moore, since the beginning of last season, looks like he hasn't wanted to be here. I know he was a big proponent or a big voice in wanting to keep Justin Fields here and build around Justin Fields. And when they didn't, he almost looked like a kid who wanted to take his ball and go home. And he's been like that since week one. You see it in his body language. Whenever Caleb Williams misses a pass to him, or whenever Caleb Williams is throwing the ball to the opposite side of the field, whenever they're running the ball, he takes plays off. You watch the all-22, watch the run plays, watch what DJ Moore does. Watch the plays when the play isn't designed to go to DJ Moore. Watch what he does, because he does not go out. If I have my play set and it's going to go to the right side of the field and DJ Moore is on the left and he doesn't even run a route, why would the safeties even think that you might look his way?
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, all the attention goes to the side of the field where the ball's at. Like, all of these things matter. And I know a lot of it, people look at this stuff and they say, oh, coaching, or they say, oh, Caleb this, or, we can't run the ball. Well, when you have players that are taking plays off and they know the ball isn't going to them, then all of a sudden you've got an extra defensive player that's able to make a tackle or able to make a play on a ball. Like, these things matter, and you can't have that stuff happen. So this is where Ben Johnson comes into play, and he did say it this week, and we'll see if it's out there. He said, we're going to see in practice who wants to be here and who doesn't. Okay. But you better stand your ground, because it's like when you're a parent and you keep telling your kids, if you do that again, I'm going to do this. If you do that again, I'm going to do this. If you do that again, I'm going to do this. And then you do nothing. After a little while, they stop believing you and just do whatever the fuck they want. So you've got to hammer down, and it comes on coaching like that. That's where the coaching comes in. Are you going to hold these players accountable? Are you going to make sure that if DJ Moore is taking a play off, get your ass on the bench? That's and that's how you have to handle it. AJ says, I love that Ben called out the team for not practicing like a championship team. I think that goes two different ways, right? Like, it's mostly on the players for not practicing like a championship team. That's also on the coaching staff, though, right? For allowing them, we're into week 3 now, and now you're going to say that they're not practicing why weren't they practicing like a championship team in the preseason? Why weren't they practicing like a championship team in training camp? Why weren't they practicing like a championship team in week 1 and week 2? If you let it go on this long, then that's a problem with Ben Johnson too.
Buck's here. I'm here. You're welcome.
I thought he was already here when you stuttered while you were talking a few minutes ago.
What's going on with your Chiefs, Buck?
Love you, Buck.
I
They're going to lose again.
think you missed
I think the Giants beat them this week.
Oh boy!
I definitely think the Giants cover, but I think the Giants beat the Chiefs. They're going to be 0-3.
Joe Burrow's not hurt, Buck. I got him as the best quarterback in the league, not your Patty Mahomes. Just saying. Jason Atten, Bears eliminated from 25, 26, and 27 season. It's
probably not inaccurate.
It's looking like that. And I heard that when the Bears, this is just this is more gossip than anything else, but some of the people that were following the stadium story before the season started, the Bears thought the season would be so good that they would get some state funding for the stadium because the Bears were going to be so good, because Caleb Williams was going to be so good this year, and they were going to come out, be popular, and be Chicago's team again. Did not happen.
Tell the team, please, McCaskey family. Let this season play out. Have your ode to Virginia. I understand. I'm sorry that you lost her. And look, she lived a great life, 195 years. Please sell the team. Please. Just let somebody who wants to run a football team and wants to win come own this football team. Please let that happen.
You're not pleading hard enough. Yeah, I mean, there are.
What more do you want me to do?
Now that Jerry Reinsdorf kind of sold the team, I mean, it almost seems like he's going to have the team after he's dead. But now that he kind of sold the Sox, they are the Jerry Reinsdorf of Chicago at this point. I mean, aren't they? I mean, this team.
He sold the team in 2029.
Yeah, I know. Crazy, but still sold the team. The team's being sold. There's even whispers that they're actually going to spend a little bit more money in this offseason, which I don't think they would have got under just Jerry. But whatever. I don't want to get to the Sox. I'm just saying that this organization is that bad. It is that bad. And needed that much of PR help. And I don't think announcing Arlington Heights as their new stadium hits the way they think it was going to hit, especially right before a catastrophe of a game against Minnesota, and then an even worse game in Detroit. I don't think it hits the way they think it's going to hit. I really don't think it lands the way they think it's going to land. I don't think people are just going to be mindless zombies just going to a game because it's a new stadium. Maybe at first they will, but I don't know, man. I don't think sports is going to be like this anymore. People are already planning to make smaller stadiums, and I'm talking, football stadiums as well, because they don't think people are going to be going to games that much anymore. You can watch it on HD TV, and I think football is better on TV. Fight me, whatever. But I don't think this Arlington Heights thing hits like they think it's going to hit. For our generation, we're going to go to games. We're going to watch games. We're going to do that. The new generation coming up, you think they're going to watch this crap?
No, but they're going to go to the casinos around the. They're going to go to the casinos around the new stadium and the bars around the new stadium, though.
Okay. So we want them gambling and drinking. All right, cool.
That's what teams are doing now with their new stadiums, and that's how they're generating more money. The teams own the properties around the stadiums, and even though, and even though the Bears only count for the Bears are only playing in that stadium 8 times a season. 8 days a year is all that the Bears are in that stadium for. That stadium is going to be more than just the Bears. I mean, and so I think that part goes kind of, you look at this and you're like, all right, concerts, you're looking at Super Bowls, you're looking at, hey, not that your team's going to ever be playing in one of them, but you look at Super Bowls, you look at Final Fours, you look at WrestleManias, you look at all of these things that generate revenue. and you go that way with it.
You might be right. You might be right with that, but the center of the field is going to be the Bears, and I just don't know if a new generation is going to, unless this organization gets, like you said, sold. Maybe they build the stadium and they sell. Maybe that's what they want to do. I know that's what Reinsdorf's plan was. It definitely seems so now that he did want to build a stadium and then sell the team. But then Ishbia came in out of nowhere, and it just made sense for him to sell now to him.
But George McCaskey has sounded like he's been out for like the last 10 years. You know what I mean? Like when you listen to this guy talk, he just sounds like he's out. Like I think he the only reason why he was still there is because his mom owned the team. I don't. Oh, wait, what about playoffs? Wait,
yeah, I mean,
even if you count playoffs, that's an extra
comment.
Yeah, but
I think it's a good comment. Is this a must-win game? Here, not to cut you off from your train of thought, but
this game today for the Bears?
Yeah, is this a must-win game? Do the Bears even have a chance of making the playoffs? I say no.
Isn't every game a must-win game though in the NFL? You only have 17 of them. You have to win at least 10 of them to be a playoff team.
You're 5-0, and you're 5-0, and you're playing a really good team out of your division. No, that's not.
Or you're about to be 5-2, and then you rattle off 10 straight losses.
Yes, I'm just saying. Team is if a team wins their first 6 games and then loses to an out of division opponent, it's not a must win. No,
but then you never know what's going to happen after that. Do you go on?
Is there anybody that thinks the Bears? I guess my question to people listening: is there anybody who thinks the Bears are making the playoffs this year? Is there anybody left?
He said playoffs. Playoffs. No. If anybody thinks the Bears are going to the playoffs, do me a favor. Don't drive today. Don't go. Don't operate any heavy machinery. Because you are either really drunk already at 11:30 or 11:42 in the morning on a Sunday, or you are high as a kite. So please, if you think the Bears are going to the playoffs, do not drive or operate heavy machinery today.
Yeah, all right. I'll see you guys there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what you're saying. I mean, yes. You had him 8-9-9. I had him 8-9. You had him 8-9, 9-8. 9-8 could be a playoff team. Do you still have them at 9-8?
No, not anymore. They had to win one of those first 2 games to be a 9-8 team, in my opinion. I felt like they had to compete within the division to be a 9-8 team because there's just too many out of division games that are tough. Like now, in order to be a 9-8 team, you're going to have to surprise some people and either beat Baltimore or Cincinnati, which maybe Cincinnati with Jake Browning might be a little bit more of a doable task, especially with the way the Bengals defense plays.
They have the Saints, the Raiders,
but they have to show me on the field before I start believing in this team. And I did say that before the season too. I don't care about predictions. I don't care about once I see it on the field, then I'll start believing, and they haven't given me a reason to believe yet. So no, I don't
me neither.
9-8 football team. So yeah. That's just that.
We're already there. 2 games.
You have to have realistic expectations going into it. Like realistically, right now the Bears are 0-2. Could they? Is there a chance that they could finish? Could they rattle off 7 or 8 wins in the next 10 games? Sure, absolutely.
They'd have to beat the Ravens, the Commanders.
In the next 10,
the Saints. So you got the Bengals, you got the Giants in here. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Sure, they could. I just don't see it. I personally, I don't see it, and I'd like to see it. I'd like to see them go out there today and put up 40 on the Dallas Cowboys and hold the Dallas Cowboys to under 30. But here's the other thing, man. Since 2021, the Bears have not beaten an opponent that has scored 23 points or more. The last win when a team scored 23 points or more was the Detroit Lions in 2021, where they beat them 25-24.
And you actually scoff at me when I say this organization is way worse than the White Sox.
I don't scoff at you at all. I scoff at you when
the White Sox organization. It is one of the worst organizations in sports history.
It is.
I'm sorry.
It's really fun.
It's just because it's in Chicago and they're popular. That is the only thing that makes the Bears okay. I mean, all the picks this son of a bitch had. 36 picks, not one Pro Bowler. You know, maybe Javon Dexter is a Pro Bowler. He's the only one on the defensive line that's doing anything.
Yeah. I had somebody the other day. I said, well, what about Jalen Johnson? I said, well, you got to remember Jalen Johnson was picked by Ryan Pace.
Okay, Jeremiah, today is the test since you're the one I yelled at last week, Jeremiah, which I'm a little sorry for. A little.
Not really.
Kind of. If you can't torch this defense, you are bad. Are you going to panic next week then, Jeremiah? Because I'd like to have you on the show to see you panic.
I still don't think you can panic though. Like it's not about because this season was always about getting better.
Next 2 or 3 years, 4 years. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about panicking for. If Caleb Williams has a really bad game and Eberflus is walking off the field triumphant with his defense, with his cowboy defense, and his Spurs are jingling and jangling, and he's walking off and triumphant. He's got something up his sleeve and doesn't say what it is because he's an idiot. You're not panicking at the future of the Bears from there at how many years we are ahead? The same guy who said if this is not the quarterback, the Bears are behind 10 or 15 years.
If you watch Eberflus's defense, and we saw Eberflus's defense, like, he kept his job because of the job he did with the defense. No, it's because you got a premier pass rusher at the time, and it made the secondary better. And then Eberflus goes out last week and gives up 400 and plus 50 yards passing to a 97-year-old Russell Wilson with a noodle arm. Stop. So I'm not worried about if the Bears don't win this game, it's not going to be because of Eberflus's defense. It's going to be because of the Cowboys' offense. If they do go out there today and Caleb only throws for $198 and the Bears win 13-10, are you okay with that? Because it's a win?
It's hard to get wins in the NFL, but no, I'm not good with it because I don't think this team's going to be good anyway. And I need to see better in my offense. It's an offensive-driven league still. I need to see better in my offense. I mean, we haven't even got to the part yet where they didn't draft a running back until the 7th round. I mean, we didn't even get to that part, and we got Luther Burden out there catching one pass, and Colson Loveland gets targeted once? Colson Loveland should have a big game in this game. There should be a game where you target him 5-6 times. Do you agree against this zone defense?
Yeah.
John Fitzgibbon's America's game of the week by ass. True. The dead body of Russell Wilson absolutely torched the secondary. He had a perfect passer rating between the hashes. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You should have a big Colson Loveland game. You should have a big Cole Kmet game. I mean, there should be some openings in this zone for those tight ends. This is why you got this kid. You got Warren from the Colts. Got his name. Warren from the Colts already has 55 yards receiving. And you took Colson Loveland off of him.
Well, Daniel Jones is his quarterback.
What in the hell is that supposed to mean?
I mean, there's a lot of checkdowns in Indianapolis. They've been good, though. They've been good. They've had a really good start to the season. I think it continues this week because they're playing Tennessee. But I don't know, John. America's pretty fucked up. This might be the perfect America's game of the week. Good point, Jeremiah. Fair. Look, I think that if you drafted a guy 10th overall in a position where you had already paid another tight end, and you went out and you took Luther Burden in the 2nd round because you felt like he was going to be a playmaker, you have to start utilizing those weapons. And 3 targets between the two of them, 3 targets total last week and only one catch does nothing for me. So I need to see more. You're right there. I give you that one.
Whoa. Stop the presses. What, was I supposed to say something else?
Jeremiah says Loveland would be doing the same thing if he was in Indy. I agree.
That's the problem. You draft a guy and you don't even throw it his way. And if you watch the all 22 of that Vikings game, he's not even looking at the quarterback sometimes when he's open, which I believe this is just me. I'm not a wide receiver in the National Football League. I'm not an ex-player. I'm not a cowboy. I can't live outdoors. I don't know. I'm just saying that's 101. That's wide receiver 101 to actually look back at the quarterback. Just in my mind, there was 2 plays that I saw. I mean, okay.
No, I'm with you, man. I don't subscribe to the
And with Luther Burden, why do you have Zacchaeus? Why are you paying Zacchaeus? You're paying, like you just said, you're paying another tight end. You're paying another wide receiver to be Luther Burden.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I just it's got to get better, and I just don't see where it gets better or how it gets better, but we're going to find out. You ready to do our picks?
Jeremiah, the all 22 showed Loveland was running almost primarily chip and rub routes. I want to run a few chip and rub routes. Anyway.
Oh boy. All right.
Do you not want to do the show with me anymore?
Do you have ESPN up? Do you want to run through the games, or
I have it up?
All right, you go ahead, you lead it, you run us through the games.
Okay. Here we go. Game 1, you just talked about them, the Cincinnati Bengals at Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings are minus 5.5. 5.5. 5 hooker.
Give me the
against
Bengals
the Cincinnati
all day.
Bengals. And the Bengals are 2-0.
Yeah.
And what is it, Browning?
Yeah. Jake Browning.
Jake Browning, pretty good last year. Not bad. Can throw. That's a great receiving core.
Yeah, Jake Browning can throw the ball. I think that they are. Carson Wentz in the year 2025 as your starting quarterback. I love Kevin O'Connell. I think Kevin O'Connell is one of the best coaches in the NFL, especially when it comes to getting his quarterback on board. I'm taking the Bengals plus 5.5. They've got too many weapons. I don't think that they can do. If they're going to blitz a lot like they typically do, Jake Browning's going to eat this team alive because the Vikings secondary is atrocious.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'll take the Bengals. Bengals go 3-0. Interesting. Yeah. Is Burrow for sure out for the season?
He's out for at least 3 months. So basically the season.
That poor bastard.
Yeah.
And he has to be a Bengal. Anyway, moving on. Pittsburgh at New England. You're Brandon Combs Jr.'s New England Patriots. Both teams are 1-1. Pittsburgh is minus 1.5 going into New England.
After getting torched by the Seattle Seahawks and Sam Darnold. I think the wrong team's favored here. Joe Ostrowski said this morning at MGM Game Day, the wrong team's favorite. I agree. I'm taking the Patriots plus 1.5.
I don't want to take Aaron Rodgers, so I have to agree with you there. I'm taking the New England Patriots as well, sir.
All right.
And we move on. We move over to Tennessee.
Good thing you tell. See, I go 12-3 last week while you went 6-9, and now all of a sudden you're just
I'm hitching to you. I'm like the scorpion on the back of the frog, riding over that mighty river, big guy. Anyway, I don't know what happened to me today. Man, maybe I got too much sleep or not enough. I don't know. Anyway, we moved to Tennessee. Nashville, baby. Tennessee Titans. Against the Indianapolis Colts, Tennessee Titans are at home. They're probably the worst team in the league, maybe.
Yeah.
Against the Colts, Tennessee's got 5.5. So Indianapolis Colts are -5.5.
I'll give you the points. I'm going to take the Colts -5.5. I think that all of the talk about Danny Dimes being the MVP and it being the most bet thing on DraftKings, it's plus 7,500 for Daniel Jones to win. Ever since Joe Burrow went down, the most bet quarterback to win MVP has been Daniel Jones.
Oh
I
my God.
just Venmo me. If you're going to bet Daniel Jones to win MVP, just Venmo me the money. I promise you I'll put better use.
Yeah.
But
And
I think one more week against a Tennessee team that has no talent on it, I'll take the Colts -5.5.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, just terrible. Yeah, I'm. I don't want to take Daniel Jones. I'm going to take the Titans at home.
Wow. Okay.
It's 5.5. I'm going to take the Titans at home. See what happens. I think Daniel Jones has a bad game. We'll see.
Dumb pick.
Okay. All right, we move over to Jacksonville. Not too far away, I guess, somewhat, but whatever. Jacksonville Jaguars against the Houston Texans, who are 0-2 now. Yeah. Who would have guessed it? 0-2. And the Texans are getting 1.5 against your favorite quarterback. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are -1.5 at home. Who are you taking, Combs? Or you want me to take it first?
Go ahead. You go first.
I'm taking the Texans. I don't think they go on three.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's no way I'm taking that guy, that quarterback.
You don't want to say his name.
What was the spread? 5.5?
No, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars are -1.5.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm still taking Houston. They're gonna win the game outright.
Yeah, I'd take them straight up in this game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jaguars only getting 1.5. So we move over to Carolina. Your Carolina Panthers.
God, I never.
You took to win last week, and I think the week before, and they're 0-2 now. But they're
also took them to win the NFC South.
They're +4.5 against the Atlanta Falcons at home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Vegas agrees with you with the Carolina Panthers. So Carolina Panthers against the Atlanta Falcons. Carolina's at home, and they're +4.5.
Yeah, I'm out on the Panthers. I've watched them play the last couple of weeks. I'm out on them. I was wrong about them. I admit it. Give me the Atlanta Falcons.
The first is admitting it. First is admitting it.
It's true.
Panthers at home +4.5. I'm taking the Panthers. How about that? Taking the Panthers. I think there was something was rattling around in that brain of yours. Yeah. But we move over to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. That is, who's taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Both these teams are undefeated, 2-0. One must go down. Philadelphia is -3.5. In Philadelphia, who you got? Everybody knows you hate Matt Stafford. Who are you comparing Matt Stafford to? I don't know.
I don't hate Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
I don't hate him.
Got a bad back, but he's playing pretty good still.
But today,
I learned long ago to ram it just right. You can ram it all day and ram it all night. Ram it.
You finally played the clip.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Rams today. I think that's 3.5 is the points, right?
Yeah, they have 3.5.
You give me the Rams +3.5. I think it's gonna be a close game. They might not even win the game outright, but I think they can keep it to at least within a field goal. So we might win by the hook. So give me the Rams +3.5.
I really like Matthew Stafford, as you know, but I'm going to take Philly here. I think this is your dumbest call of the week, but let's move on. Let's go into Tampa with my guy, Baker Mayfield, who got hit last week. And then they went after the other team, and Baker Mayfield said, "That's how we run things. We don't take shit." And he was in the old Tampa Bay uniform, which is one of the worst sports uniforms in the history of American sports. But yeah, that old orange, like light orange.
I love that. They're wearing it again today. I love those unis. One of my favorite.
I might quit the show now over uniform. Anyway, New York Jets with Tyrod Taylor, I believe.
Yes.
Going into Tampa Bay. They're plus 6.5. Tampa Bay is obviously minus 6.5.
Yeah,
give me over under at 44.5 might be good here, but go ahead.
I'll take Baker, the touchdown maker. Give me the Buccaneers minus 6.5. Tyrod Taylor is running your offense.
He's had some decent games.
Tyrod Taylor is running
your playoff game. He's played a playoff game.
They're missing a couple of offensive linemen in this game. There's no way. There's no way. Buccaneers all day long.
What's happening with my Jets? It's hard not to take Baker Mayfield. I mean, this guy is the poster boy for quarterbacks that have been given up on. I mean, doesn't he still have the record for
that people give up? He's on his 8th offensive coordinator in 8 years, and look at how successful he's been.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, he's a great quarterback. You know, I definitely you can go through the list. He's better than a lot of quarterbacks. I'll take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we move over to the Washington Commanders. We're going to Washington. Let's get into politics a little bit. You want to talk politics? Didn't think so.
Let's anyway. Absolutely not do that.
Anyway, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Give me a Pete Carroll with his mouth open. The Las Vegas Raiders against the Washington Commanders, and Commanders didn't play too good in their last game, but they're just minus 2.5 here, plus 2.5 for the Raiders.
Yeah,
which is an interesting spread. That's an interesting.
You go first.
I'm going to take the Commanders because I have no idea what the Las Vegas Raiders are doing. I love their stadium, but they're not playing in their stadium this week, so I'm taking the Commanders. I think Jaden Daniels is a good game.
I'm going to take the Raiders on the road. I think that the Raiders.
Here we go.
I'm not a huge believer in what the Commanders are doing. I think their offensive line is worse than what people make it out to be. I just don't think that this team, and I think the Raiders have been playing some good football. I know what it looked like with Geno Smith at the tail end of last game, but they were still in that football game. And I don't know what the Commanders are doing. And by the way, since you already made your pick, I'm going to tell you now, Jaden Daniels not playing today.
And they're still that's why they opened up at minus 6.5 and they're now at minus 2.5. Okay. That's where that swing comes in. I'll still take the Commanders. Fuck off.
No, you're going you are on
Pete Carroll's old.
You are trusting Marcus Mariota with your pick.
This is Pete Carroll, who's had some good games in this NFL. He's had games better than Caleb Williams' best game in this NFL. So stop. This is Pete Carroll halfway through the game. Pete Carroll taking a freaking almost octogenarian. Go ahead.
Right.
With that, we move to Cleveland and your Green Bay Packers now, Mr. Combs.
Yep.
Cleveland is plus 7.5 against the Green Bay Packers in Cleveland.
Give me the Cleveland Browns plus
7.5. I agree with that defense.
Too many points, and that defense is good.
Yeah, really good. I think Jordan Love, I don't know what that bet is. He might have 2 picks in this game. And I think we've said that before about him, and we were right. I know we said that last year a couple of times about him, and we were right. But anyway, moving on to Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Chargers. I don't know why you need another team in Los Angeles, but whatever. I think they should have stayed in San Diego, but they're minus 2.5 against your Denver Broncos.
Give me the Chargers minus 2.5. This team is good. They're going to win the AFC West. They're better than everybody else in that division.
I think so too.
Chargers.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know why this is only minus 2.5. Maybe they don't believe in the Chargers offense, but I mean, it's a pretty good team.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on to Seattle. Rainy Seattle against the New Orleans Saints. They're minus 7.5. Do you have any? You Spencer Rattler Are you going with the Saints here?
Seahawks win this game. Saints cover. Give me the Saints plus 7.5.
Okay, I'll take the Seahawks for no reason other than I don't like you.
The Saints have covered every game this season, so both games this season so far.
Anyway, we got another team of unbeaten or game of unbeaten, and who knows? I mean, who knew that the Arizona Cardinals would be unbeaten at 2-0 going into San Francisco? San Francisco's -1.5. Brock Purdy not playing.
Yeah,
pretty much a coin flip here.
But Mac Jones is playing, and you know who else is playing? That man, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, CMC, baby.
Give me Christian McCaffrey by himself -1.5.
I will. Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you again. Here, I'm taking the Niners. I don't think the Arizona Cardinals at 2-0 are a real thing. Let's go first to the Kansas City Chiefs going into New York. I think you already said you're taking the Giants here at plus 6.5.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking them at plus 6.5. I might even sprinkle a little bit of money on them on the money line because I think that this team is
plus
good enough.
270?
Yeah, I think this defense is good enough to keep it close. They showed last week against the Cowboys that they can get into a shootout if they have to, even with the dead body of Russell Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Kansas City wins this one. I don't know. I don't know why, but I think Kansas City wins this one outright.
Okay.
Yeah, I still don't believe in the New York Giants. Sorry. We're going to go to the Monday night game, and then we'll go back to the Bears game. Going into Baltimore against the Detroit Lions. This should be a really good game.
Give me the Ravens.
Away.
Detroit's not that good. They look terrible against Green Bay. They couldn't move the ball against Green Bay. This Baltimore defense is a lot along the lines of Green Bay, and they scored 52 points against a dead Bears defense with missing their top 3 cornerbacks. No, the Lions aren't for real. Give me Baltimore. I don't even know what the spread is. Could be 100. I'll take it.
They're -4.5. Wow, Jesus, that much against Detroit. Are you doing this because you don't like Doubting Thomas or?
Fuck the Lions.
Wow. It's -4.5. Sorry. The over under 53.5. Whew, that's the highest one. I'm with you. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. It's hard not to take them at home at -4.5. And yeah. Then we go on to I'll already say I'm taking the Cowboys against the Bears today. Bears at home. Bears are +1.5 at home. Who do you got? Mr. Brandon Combs.
Look, in
overtime.
Week 3 of the NFL season has the most upsets of any week in the NFL season. Usually anywhere from 6 to 9 upsets over the last 10 years. The Bears will not be one. No, I'm gonna take the Bears +1.5 just to be different from you. This will be the one game where I'm like, you know what? Just because you bet against the Bears, I'm gonna bet with them. I'm gonna believe in our boys. I'm gonna believe in Ben Johnson. I'm gonna believe in Caleb Williams, and I'm gonna be pissed off come 6 o'clock.
A bullshit.
Did that convince you or no?
No, I'm not convinced. Even the yelling and the throwing up of hands, not convinced.
Yeah.
This is you at 6:30.
I tried to convince myself as I was saying it. It didn't work.
We'll see. I was a triumphant Eberflus walking off the field is going to be tough. Isabel Savio says, "I like the beard. Makes you look 38." Let's not go crazy.
It makes them look 38. 38?
I'll take it.
We gotta get some more paint there for you.
I learned long ago to ram it just right. You can ram it all day and ram it all night.
Unbelievable. Stop it.
All right, we still got like 25 people watching us. Let's let them get to football. The games have kicked off, and the Minnesota Vikings just took a 7-0 lead on the Cincinnati Bengals on a touchdown pass from Carson frickin' Wentz.
Uh-oh.
Carson Wentz in the year 2025 is running around on a football field because he just threw a touchdown. In the year 2025, Carson Wentz. Didn't his leg fall off at some point?
Yeah, you could have a worse backup, though, I think.
Unreal.
There's worse backups out there.
That's true.
For sure.
That's fair. All right. Well, you guys go enjoy kickoff. We're going to go enjoy some football as well. We will be with you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies. We'll see you guys next week.